And I'm so super excited. I'm so happy to see your faces as a part of the gaming industry.
I got discovered. I was watching G4 Tech TV. Like that's what we was, watched. That's what we came up on. I feel like the corporations was taking over the voices that was delivering our game news, and it didn't feel real no more. So I'm the kind of person where I ain't gonna complain an opportunity to go to E3, which is the Super Bowl, of the gaming industry. So when I went to E3, not only did I break down a lot of barriers, just being a gamer that's there, that's black, from the hood, talking the way I talk, interviewing like people like Hideo Kojima, who created Metal Gear Solid, and Microsoft executives that's doing Xbox Live. It was
Eli. What about your background?
Similar to my man. My parents got me into it as a form of channeling my energy because I had ADHD. And crazy thing is, I was listening to that young lady talk earlier. I got started with a Color Computer 3, the Tandy. So that's back before the Atari, the TRS-80, back when they had the book this thick, like a phone book. So that's how I got started with that. And of course, the Atari, the Nintendo. So then fast forward into, where I'm at now, award-winning actor, work started drying up for me. And so I started using my voice, video games, for the animation and all the other projects that I do.
Given your background and given that you are in the gaming industry, are there a lot of us in that industry? And if not, is there like a shock factor when people learn about your roles and your contribution? Are they like, oh my God, really? You're in the gaming industry, but you're black?
Yeah. So
you gonna take the first shot at that?
No, you take the first shot, because I took the first shot the last time. So you take the
numbers. Hey, that's my man right there. The number is staggering. And I learned yesterday from Trinidad Hamida, who formerly of Niantic, it's only 2% of us in the industry. I listened to you talk about Street Fighter earlier. I used to do that competitively. That's my game. We our people never really get the shine that we should get when it comes to the gaming. So the numbers are not that big for those behind the scene.
Right.
But a lot of us make up the consumers for video games.
Yo, Nikki. So I'm gonna just tell you straight up, and you can look at all the data, you look it up and stuff like that. But black people are the number one people that play games and buy games in period. We're the number one invested group in gaming, period, in terms of actually spending the money. Period. Yes, so how is it that you at the highest of the investment and spending time playing it, but the least represented? So it's designed that way. Reason why you don't see much of us there on the forefront. And another thing from growing up in the hood too, if you was playing games that was like, if you playing Madden and NBA Live back in the day, then you cool. Like everything is good. But if you playing Final, but if you playing Final, like if you playing Final Fantasy, you know what I'm saying, and like Chrono Trigger and all this other stuff, they look at you like, yo,
you're a nerd.
You're a nerd. Right. What you doing? Yeah. So when I came on the scene doing what I did, it was like, oh, it's cool. And then now you see me on Hot 97. Now you see me as a character in the games that you love to play. Now you see me making music because I am an artist. Like, for example, me and DNA, the battle rapper on Smack, you know what I'm saying? We did a theme song for Watch Dogs 2. So now they seeing all this other stuff, and you seeing all the money, and you seeing all this, now everybody, now they, put me on, son. You know what I mean?
Not just with that, but also then you see people like myself. That's the voice behind that right there. That's that voice. When you look at that character, that's that voice. Yep. I play a redneck in a racing kart game called Chaos Kart that's coming out. A brother playing a redneck, that's dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I took that challenge.
We can play video games, you know what I'm saying? We could be a part of the character. We could be a part of the plot. So that is one change that I've seen that's changed over the years.
That's because we're starting to have more people in those positions. Look, we got a strong queen by the name of Sarah Bond.
Shout out to Sarah Bond in the building.
Sarah Bond runs stuff for Microsoft, and she makes things happen.
So I thank you for this award, because I'm still going to continue to push the narrative, and now more people can see this and want to be a part of this as well, so you can see more of us, like Nikki was asking.
Because I got into the voice acting game to do video games and animation. The voice of Manscaped. I just got through doing stuff for Chris Paul for his new series, The Front Office.
Woo!
So I do all that stuff, but to get recognized.
No, Eli. Oh, there you go. All right, cool. You got froze up for a second.
Okay. So I'm saying, Black in Gaming is open the doors so that everyone that gets involved can create their own legacy.
Maybe you should hit reset.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. Are y'all on Discord and Twitch and everything?
Of course.
I'm working the mines here, so I haven't had time to take care of personal problems. Go to Skyrim, to Marcus, and find Ophs.
And the new narrative now is that we've been here, now you see us, get ready to see more. Period.
I want to point on something that you spoke on earlier, Nikki. One thing that people don't know about big last year, Arnold Jerry Lawson. A lot of people don't know who Jerry Lawson is. Jerry Lawson was the engineer who was known for creating the cartridge.
Yep.
No one ever heard of his name, but this was a brother who was an engineer who put the cartridge together that we see today, that
led the team,
and that everybody uses, and never got any love or credit for it. Awards are called the Jerry Lawson Awards, the Jerry Lawson Awards.